folks, thank you so much for tuning in today. We're going to do a video in our mental health series. Today I'm going to be talking about guilt, shame, and regret, three of the most difficult emotions to live with, and self-forgiveness, something that people find very, very difficult to do. In fact, it's maybe one of the most difficult things to do in terms of what we see in the field. Stay with me now. Thanks for staying with me. I've been a practicing clinician in the field of mental health for over 20 years. I've been licensed in 3 states. I've worked in the private sector, the public sector, for-profit, not-for-profit, and all kinds of age populations. In my experience, the 3 emotions that are arguably the hardest to live with are guilt, shame, and regret. And it also happens to be 3 aspects of treatment that people have a particularly difficult time in making progress with. Let's talk about it a little bit today. If you're watching this out there somewhere out in YouTube land and you're struggling with these things, please know that self-forgiveness is very, very difficult, and that the things I'm going to talk about today are going to take some practice. Don't expect that watching this video one time will give you the results. I'm going to recommend that you watch it several times until you can do this on your own, in your head. What we're going to do is we're going to start to learn how to challenge some of those cognitions that we've had, some of those thoughts that we've had, and begin to let go of things that we can no longer change. And we're going to begin to develop some radical acceptance for the past and a commitment to the future. Okay, so there's a lot of steps to this. Again, this is one of the hardest things I see in the field for people to make progress on, but it absolutely can be done. And if you listen to what I have to say today, we will get you on that path. It is going to take time and patience and work, okay? So what I want you to do, first of all, is really give this video some focus, okay? So if you're just kind of watching it while you're watching TV or whatever, shut off the TV or put your earbuds on and really focus on what we're going to talk about, because this is going to require some reflection. When I get somebody that comes to me in therapy that's struggling with shame, regret, guilt, they've been dealing with that demon for years, okay? And they often can say, not always, but they often can say, I know that I'm forgiven, maybe by the person that they've done wrong to, or if they're a faith-based person, they know they're forgiven by God. But I frequently hear, I can't forgive myself. I'm never going to be able to forgive myself. I can't is not the right word for this. It is okay to say this is very, very hard and I'm struggling to forgive myself, okay? So as I talk to you here, I want you to kind of listen to what I'm saying and reflect on this and ask these questions honestly to yourself. This is the part of working on this that we start to challenge these thoughts and we start to let go and we start to forgive ourselves, okay? So take a few deep breaths, first of all, and I'll do this with you, right? So when we do our relaxation breathing, we're going to start by breathing in slowly through the nose, hold at the top, breathe out through the mouth, pause at the bottom, okay? And I try to recommend people try to do this to a 4 count, but if you've got lung problems, asthma, COPD, just do what you can. Hold it to breathe into a count of 2 and hold it for half a second. Do what you're capable of. The idea is slowing it down, okay? So first, put your hand on your abdomen, right? And we're only going to do this a few times because there's going to be another video that talks about this more in depth. But put your hand on your abdomen. As you breathe in slowly through your nose, I want you to focus on the rise of your belly. Okay, feel that with your hand on your abdomen, right? So we're going to breathe in. Pause at the top. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pause at the bottom. And again. Now when I do this, I want you to try to do the count of 4. Are you ready? Breathe in. Pause. Exhale through your mouth. Pause. Breathe in. Sorry. Breathe in. Pause. Breathe out. And pause. Good. Now what we're doing here is we're just slowing things down, clearing, so we can focus on what I'm about to say to you, okay? So you've blocked out your distractions. You've shut off the TV, right? Maybe you found a quiet space so we can work on this. Put those headphones on and listen to what I'm about to say. I want you to ask yourself, did I do something that was wrong? Okay? Was it my fault? Was it partly my fault? Be honest and objective. Stand in that right now. Stand in that pain. That's what I'm asking you to do. If you're not sure if it was your fault, ask somebody that you trust. If the answer to that is no, it's time to start working on letting it go. It's not your weight to carry. And many of the people that come to me in therapy with these kind of issues have taken this pain on themselves that never belonged to them. It's not their guilt. It's not their shame. Okay? So if you're not sure, I want you to ask somebody that you trust. If you did do something wrong and you are responsible, we're going to move on. Okay? If the answer to that question was yes, ask yourself honestly and objectively, do you feel bad about it? If you're watching this video, or if you're going and you're seeing a therapist, I'm sure you'll feel bad about it. But why are you not able to forgive yourself? This is where the challenge really comes in. I want you to think about starting to break the past from your present self and your future self, okay? If you've done things in the past that you regret, that cause you to feel guilt, that cause you to feel shame, tell yourself right now, I'm not that kind of person anymore. I'm not going to do those things anymore. I'm going to change, and I'm going to be positive, and I'm going to help people. I'm going to do good things. Okay? We have to make a break here. We have to split the past from the future. Take a deep breath. Recognize that you cannot change the past, but you can change the future. If you did something that hurt somebody else, consider taking accountability for it. If you have a way to get in touch with them, consider apologizing. I know this is hard. Understand that they do not have to accept your apology. Do it anyway. This is a big part of, if you're able to do that, this will go a long way towards helping you to start to forgive yourself. Okay? If you are unable to be in contact with somebody that you've hurt, then maybe all you can do is to send them good thoughts, or if you're a person of faith, pray for them, right? Wish them goodwill, okay? However you manage your personal beliefs, however you manage your energy that you bring into this world, your karma, whatever you want, recognize that you can't change what you've already done, okay? You can vow not to do things like that ever again, and you can wish for that person. If you've hurt somebody, you can wish for that person to be well and to have good things in their life, okay? If you are genuinely changing, you need to work on this concept. Now hear me out. Letting it go. However you want to do that. We have to visualize it as weight on our shoulders, bricks that are tying us down. Telling yourself, literally talking to yourself in your mind or out loud, however you want to do it, I'm going to let this go. I forgive myself. and you're going to have to do this again and again and again. Because if you're watching this video, or if you're talking to a therapist about these things, you've probably paid your price. You've probably have done your time and told yourself you're a horrible person for years. And so we can't undo that cognitive engram, if you will. I probably need to talk about that in another video, but just a looped thought. Think of that like a looped thought that just goes on in your brain over and over and over again. It creates this track that's well worn, and it becomes an easy thought to have. So if we do that over years, we don't change it overnight. We don't change it by watching one of Sarge's videos for 10 or 15 minutes. We got to work at this, and we got to start stepping off of that track and building a new one. Okay? So we're going to work on telling ourselves, I'm letting go of this and I forgive myself. And I'm going to be different. I'm going to not do things that make me feel shamed and regret and guilty, and I'm going to do good things in this world. Every moment that we linger in regret and shame is a moment that we're missing to be the kind of person that you truly want to be. Benjamin Franklin said, "Do not squander time, for that is the stuff that life is made of." And we have already, if you're watching this, I know that you have already spent years doing your prison sentence for whatever it is that brings you guilt and shame. That's assuming that you're accountable for this. Remember, at the beginning we talked about there's people who are feeling guilty and shame and regret for things that they never should have. It was put on them by somebody else. It wasn't theirs to own. But if you have done something that's hurt somebody else, or you've done something that you regret, then each moment you stay in that prison that you've built for yourself is a moment lost to become somebody better, okay? We have to start to forgive ourselves, and we have to start to break it away. Know that most people in their life have done some things that they wish they hadn't done. Most of us have done something that hurt somebody else. And it is, in my opinion, from what I've seen over 20 years of practice, one of the hardest things to do, to forgive yourself. But it can be done. And you're going to have to take, if you want to do this, if you want to let go, because holding on to that is just stealing more of your life away, and it's stealing more opportunities to be the kind of person that you want to be. So if you're going to do this, you have to commit to these new thoughts every day, okay? So that's it for today, okay? So I want you to focus on that, reflect on it, meditate. If you pray, then pray, but do what you have to do to start to form this new track, for your thoughts. Okay, we're creating a new pathway, and we're building a different person. We're letting go of that person. They don't exist anymore. We're letting them go. We've said goodbye to them, and we're building a new person, the kind of person that you absolutely want to be. Okay? Thank you so much for tuning in. If this was helpful at all, please hit that like button. And if you are interested in more of these videos, please remember to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Thank you so much.